Coucou les puces, hello my loves, Marhaba habibetey. Yeah, it's been a minute, hasn't it? I've missed you guys, and I'm glad to have had a chance this morning to sit down and talk to you. Yes, I'm wearing my Harry Potter and the Cursed Child sweater, makes me so happy. I talked about it on Instagram, but I got to go see the play on like total fluke. They sell out. Like I have a friend of mine that's gonna go see them. I'll get to the main point of this in just like 30 seconds, but of this video. But yeah, so they released the tickets for the show on certain dates, and she waited I think 9.5 hours in like an online queue, and she got tickets for next year. So they've sold out like in a year in advance. What they do say though is if you want to try, you can always kind of try for return tickets, because they've been really cracking down on scalpers and trying to take back those tickets and resell them at fair market value. So every day when I was in London, I was refreshing, and then by some huge miracle, I got tickets to the show, and it was a really cool experience. So I highly recommend it to all of you that are able to go, or that are going. I know you'll love it. It's cute. Anyways, I love it. Let's talk about what the point of this video is, which is my follow-up facial with Caroline Hirons. So there was a couple kind of things that I wanted to talk about, which is obviously the reason you would make a video. But it'll be a little bit different than my previous video. So my previous video kind of gave more recommendations. Really, if you take away one thing from this chat, is honestly try as hard as possible to find a really great facialist and continue to follow up. I honestly think that is the biggest lesson I wish I can leave you with, and not that like my opinion is the be all end all of anything, but I think what is partially kind of motivating me to sit and here and talk to you guys is when I went in to go get the facial, the girl that was leaving like knew my channel name and watched me, and I so wish I like went into full-on panic mode. I was just like smiling and polite, like I should have gotten up and given you a hug and asked your name and told you my name, and it's not just not your typical doll face. But Caroline had said that there were actually 2 girls that had come to see her that day that had come after watching this video. So that's incredibly humbling and heartwarming, and I'm so glad that awesome people like you guys are connected with awesome people like Caroline Hirons, and all working towards healthy skin and happy skin and all that kind of stuff. So the thing that I took away from my second facial is the importance really of follow-up. So there are a couple different things that we talked about. So because my skin has finally calmed down, we're going to introduce a second serum, and this is kind of the only product I'm going to mention because I will hopefully follow up with a review on it. It's the Neostrata Antioxidant Defense Serum. They don't sell this one in stores here for some odd reason, so I got mine off of Amazon, and there's a whole different, like, depending on who you buy it off of from Amazon, the price varies quite a bit. But so far I've been loving it. I've been using it a week and my skin is just really happy. But again, it's less of a product plug, more I'm mentioning it so I'll remind myself to follow up with a review, but more to say that your skin does change as you're kind of working with a specialist on it. So it's nice to have that follow up with someone. The other thing I talked about in my previous video was the whole sunscreen debacle that became this whole huge thing. And I think my biggest thing always is, you guys, like, let's not take anything too seriously. Whether or not you wear sunscreen or don't wear sunscreen, whether or not you wear bright lipstick or no lipstick, a bunch of highlighter or none, like none of these things should cause the amount of like crazy backlash and hatred. I just told you that it was recommended to me to stop wearing sunscreen all over my face because I was wearing an SPF 50 all the time and I was breaking out like crazy. Not having worn it over the past 4 or 5 months really has calmed down my skin. She noticed when I've been running outside a lot, right, because I was training for my race and I went to California and did a couple races, so I've got a bit of a tan line going between where like my forehead is and where my veil hits. So for me personally, and again, the disclaimer is for me personally, this is what was suggested, what I want to do, I'm not saying everyone has to do it, is to kind of start using just like a 15 or 20 SPF just on my forehead, since my forehead isn't congested, and we're starting to get that demarcation to kind of try to combat any premature aging. You know, we'll do that. And I say that not because I'm like, try this at home, but to say that your skin is evolving as you're, you know, changing up your routine and working with that specialist. So that follow-up, that's where it's going to be really vital. And I totally understand that not everyone can afford the facials either that Caroline herself gives or Teresa, whose spa it is, or you're not in London so you can't get out there. But really, wherever you are, I think finding a good specialist, like a good brow person, it just really helps. The thing that I would give recommendations for, like I obviously follow Caroline's blog and I like her as a human being. I think she's freaking fantastic. We spent the entire appointment talking about, it went from Donald Trump to racism to refugees to Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. Like, we just had a good talk. Like, she is good people. Can we just good people, not only great skincare recommendations and an expert and really dedicated to what she does, but just like a funny, good human being. Like, I think I went in, when I was in London, I was still reeling from everything happening in the world, and I left and it was just like, I felt lighter. Good people, great people do that. So I'm grateful for her as a human being on a multitude of levels. But anyways, I was going somewhere with this thought. Right. So besides going back to her because of her expertise, the one other thing, so I would read up, like look at word of mouth, ask your friends or people that you know who they have. Great word of mouth is a great way to find a facialist. The other thing that I particularly though appreciate at that spa is they have the Dermalux, it's a machine. It does like the light, the blue light and the red light. And I honestly, my skin does so well underneath that. And I've heard a variety of people that do really well under that light. She did mention in my first appointment that there are places actually in the States now where it's like almost like a tanning salon where you can pay and they'll sit you under the light for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, whatever it is. If you can find one of those near you, totally recommend it. Or if you can find any kind of spa or salon, I'm sorry, I'm getting lipstick on my teeth. A spa or salon that has that laser, like that on its own would be kind of the worth of the price of admission, I would say. But yeah, again, like I said, this was kind of an open love letter, checking in with you guys, and just really realizing the importance of follow-up in this kind of thing, because your skin is evolving, it is changing, and it's nice to have that continuity. I'd never really thought about, like I should have, but I'd never really thought about facialists in the same way that I think about, I don't know, the girls that I go to for my brows. When you're growing out your brows, right, you follow up with someone and they know the story and they know the history and they're helping you through. It's kind of the same thing with a facialist. And so yeah, you probably all knew that, but I just thought I would sit here. And if this helps one more person go see Caroline, like, it was a super humbling experience to be like, she's like, yeah, I told them you came all the way from Canada. I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm a little bit crazy. She's like, no, but they like watched your video and they were here. And it's really nice. Not that I care or get anything out of that. Believe me, I don't. Other than just the sense of, I know how big of a difference she's made on my skin. And as silly as it sounds, on my life, good skin, healthy skin, calm skin that isn't in pain makes my life better and brighter. So if I can share that with even one of you, it was really humbling, and it would be really humbling, which is why I'm here again. Okay, I'm gonna stop getting awkward and weird. I will be back with a new video soon, hopefully. Life is just crazy. There's no signs that it's slowing down, but it's good. It's all good. We find the little moments of positivity. Speaking of, let's do some points of positivity. So the first is a sweater. This sounds so stupid, but like, I pulled it out for the first time and put it on today, and there's something about new clothes, but new clothes, especially with like a memory to them, that make me super happy. So that's that. My second point of positivity, my phone is here in front of me. I've been listening to the Harry Potter audiobooks, narrated, yeah, I guess, if he's reading them, by Stephen Fry. So good. Highly recommend them. Yeah, they're just great. And they make me happy. And it's easy because as you're washing your face, as you're doing your makeup, all that kind of stuff, you just have it going in the background. So yeah, I didn't get it like off of Audible or anything, so I don't have like a sponsored link for you guys, but I'm sure there are a couple places to download them, or any audiobooks for that matter. And then my third point of positivity is the sun is back out. It has been gloomy and cold. Like, I can deal with gloomy or cold, but gloomy and cold just gets really tough. So I'm super grateful that the sun is back out today, and that is making me really happy. Anyways, that is it for me today. As always, please let me know what's making you guys smile. I will talk to you soon. But before I leave you, as always, let me remind you that life is just way too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye, guys.